So if you're an Active Directory admin, you know that really big fundamental changes don't come around very often. Well, get ready because that's all about to change. Windows Server 2025 is rolling out some of the most significant updates to Active Directory that we've seen in more than a decade, and we're going to break down exactly what you need to know.
And that brings us to the big question for today, right? Is your directory actually ready for this? Because these aren't just minor patches or little tweaks. We are talking about core changes to the architecture that are going to impact your scalability, your performance, and your security for years to come.
So, where does all this come from? Well, the groundwork for all of these new features is laid out in 3 new schema files, SC89, SC90, and SC91.ldf. You can basically think of them as the new architectural blueprints for Active Directory. They define all the new objects, attributes, and capabilities we're about to jump into.
Okay, let's get to the main event. The single biggest, most talked about update here is the new optional 32 kilobyte database page size. This is a massive, massive leap from the 8K standard that we've all been using for the last 20 years. Look, for 2 decades, that 8K page size has been the bedrock of AD, and it served us well, but let's be honest, it's starting to show its age. It can lead to page fragmentation, and it really struggles with those large multi-valued attributes, things like complex group memberships or really detailed user profile data. The new 32K option, though, it's built for today's world. It handles those bigger objects way more efficiently, and that directly translates into better performance and scalability for you.
So what exactly is a database page size anyway? The easiest way to think about it is like this. It's the basic building block of your AD database. An 8K page is kind of like a small notepad. It fills up really fast, you need a lot of them. A 32K page, on the other hand, is like a full-size ledger book. You can just fit way more information on each page, which makes the whole system a lot more organized and efficient.
All right, so how do you make the switch? Well, it's not automatic. This is an optional, forest-wide feature. And this is super important. First, you have to verify that every single one of your domain controllers can support it. Only then, once you've confirmed that, can you enable it for the whole forest and start looking for those performance gains.
But this update isn't just about making things bigger and faster, it's also about making them a whole lot more secure. Windows Server 2025 is bringing some really key defensive upgrades to the table that are designed to tackle modern threats head-on.
The 2 heavy hitters on the security front are enhanced LDAP encryption and the introduction of something called Delegated Managed Service Accounts, or DMSAs. The first one is pretty straightforward. More secure communication is now the default, which closes a long-standing security gap. But the second one, DMSAs, that offers a really sophisticated defense against a very common attack.
Credential harvesting is a huge problem. You know the drill. Attackers steal service account credentials and then use them to move all over a network. Well, DMSAs hit this problem directly by tying authentication tightly to specific machine identities. What that means is even if an attacker manages to steal the credentials, they're completely useless anywhere else. It is a fantastic security boost and a massive win for the defenders out there.
Okay, so beyond the big headlines of database size and security, there are also several other really important under-the-hood improvements that, honestly, administrators are really going to appreciate in their day-to-day work. For starters, we're getting new tools for repairing AD objects, which, let me tell you, could be an absolute lifesaver in a disaster recovery situation. There are also new forest and domain functional levels coming, and you'll need to adopt these to unlock all the new goodies. And hey, for those of you running AD LDS, you haven't been forgotten. There are equivalent updates available to keep you in sync.
All right, now we need to just pump the brakes for a second. Before you get too excited and start mapping out your upgrade path, there are a couple of very important warnings you need to hear. This is the critical stuff, so listen up.
Let's be perfectly 100% clear about this. Moving to the 32K database page size is a one-way street. Once you make that change, there is no going back to the 8K size. Not without a full forest recovery anyway. This is a permanent decision for your directory, so it requires some serious planning and absolute certainty. Next up is a huge warning for anyone in a hybrid environment. There's a known issue right now if you have a Windows Server 2025 machine holding the schema master role. That's the one server that controls your whole directory's blueprint. Well, trying to install Exchange Server can cause replication to fail. This is a major compatibility issue that you absolutely have to plan around. So, when you put it all together, what do we really have here?
It is absolutely fair to call this the most significant evolution for Active Directory in years. It's a really smart update that strikes a great balance, pushing for modern scalability while at the same time seriously hardening its core security.
If you only take away 3 things from this explainer, make it these. Number 1, that 32K database is a potential game changer for big environments. Number 2, the security upgrades, like DMSAs, are absolutely vital for defending against the threats we face today. And number 3, you have to proceed with caution. Plan everything meticulously, especially with that one-way database upgrade and the Exchange issue in mind.
And this all leaves us with one final big picture question. For years, the conversation has been all about moving away from on-prem AD and into the cloud. But now, with Active Directory becoming more scalable and more secure than ever, how does this major reinvestment in on-premise infrastructure change your long-term cloud strategy? It's a really critical question to think about as you plan for the future.